I feel like we're maybe like in a weird headspace, but we're doing it.
I feel like you're doing really well. I'm the problem today.
I've been the bad headspace for a while, but
sorry, I didn't mean to be like, and I'm just saying like,
no, I've been the
we've
like,
all had the headspace.
when am I going to get a job? Why haven't I gotten a job? I'm going to
right
run out of money. But today there was a glimmer of hope in the job search that feels pretty promising.
Really promising.
And the way that my body has already, like, I felt it relax when she was like, this was good. Wink, wink. I'll text you on Monday.
Yeah.
The way I'm like, just knowing that a job I actually want to have is like possibly, fingers crossed, in my future. Yes. It's such a relief.
And you so deserve it. And it's just like, it's going to be amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Are you watching the clock or do you want me to grab my phone?
I am. It's all good.
Okay.
I am now.
I just realized that if we went too far into the episode without knowing we were watching the clock,
who knows?
Who knows how long this would go?
All right. Well, should we do the intro? I've never said that before.
I know. I was like, that's crazy.
I just felt like on the last episode, I was like, oh my God, we really didn't talk about Sex in the City.
The last episode, we really didn't talk about Sex in the City. It really went
in a lot of different
directions.
We
had fun.
I had an amazing time.
Sure.
And we got good feedback, so it's fine.
And I listened to Becky's podcast, Madam Vice President, and then I listened to like my usual podcast and I was like, everyone opens with their intro. Becky was like, welcome back to Madam Vice President podcast. I'm your host. And I was like, and we're like, hi, bad week.
Yeah, we're like, I'm depressed. Are you
right
depressed?
Out the gates.
It's good to be different.
Yeah, it is. And it's good that everyone knows where we're at before it starts.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Because maybe if you're in a really good mood, maybe you should turn this off. And maybe if you're in a really bad mood, maybe this is your bread and butter. Or vice versa. Or maybe it doesn't matter. This is going to make you feel better, though.
I'm so committed to talking about this episode. I have 2 pages of notes.
Fuck yeah.
This was a good... Okay, sorry. We'll do the intro first.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Hanna.
And I'm Nora.
And you're listening to
High Heels and Punchlines.
Okay.
Amazing.
This is season 2, episode 15, Shortcomings.
Right.
Let me give you the highlights. Miranda meets a dad, and let me just say like a hot dad at the gym.
So amazing.
Carrie is dating a rather quick writer, which is a witty way of talking about what happens with them. And Charlotte's brother comes to town, and Samantha takes note. And Carrie's question this episode is, when you sleep with someone, are you screwing the whole family?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of wish we had more contact with families in our 30s right now. I feel like right now I'm like, I don't know anyone's family because they don't live in New York. So when I'm going on a date with someone, I would love to go over and talk to their mom.
I did think what happened with Carrie in this episode was like kind of best case scenario.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I also realized that was me, the mom.
Nora, to a T, was this Jewish mother.
It was honest. It was actually kind of insane to watch. Especially when she said the Nicaragua comment
at the end. She says it, and I was like, I think I wrote it down. I said, Jewish mother going to Nicaragua. Okay, you. I was like, this is Nora.
And it was so crazy because I wrote, I think I might be the mom. And then later I wrote, I am the mom.
I'm the mom.
The Nicaragua comment.
This did feel like if I was dating your son, this is what it would be like.
This is
to meet you. I mean, that's her vibe of like the sit down. I love your work. I want to talk to you about it. Don't listen to my husband. Like that's like already kind of how it feels when I come over.
Yeah.
Like this was you, except I do not believe your son would be the weirdo that this guy was.
He might be.
No.
Okay.
No. This guy was... I mean, you might make a Franny.
Who, by the way, was so hot.
I didn't think
Franny was so hot.
I thought it was very clear.
Well, that's because you're fully straight. I guess I'm a little fluid. I'm a river.
I can admit when a girl is hot, but Franny
was hot.
Don't
think so?
It felt like a straight girl who was told to like act gay, and then she put on this weird deep voice. she was like, "Did you see any tits?" I was like,
that was
Franny,
really crazy.
Franny.
You know what's crazy though is Fran is one of my names for my children.
Okay.
Like it was really
You're gonna have a gay daughter named Franny.
Weird to watch. I was like, oh, I would love to have that townhouse.
What was your other kid name?
Ingrid,
Thank
Fran,
you.
and Fern.
Gotcha. The garden.
Ingrid's the host.
Yeah.
Ingrid's the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
Man or woman? What is gender? It's going to be Ingrid.
That's a great
question. And then from there, I'm probably going to have twins, Fran and Fern. Yeah.
I'm hoping to have twin boy-girl.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't happen, I actually think I should tell you now that, like, my dad had a twin sister.
Okay.
And
so you're obviously going to have twins.
That's how it skips a generation and it's carried on the woman's side, the gene.
Wow.
So if I don't have a twin boy girl, which is something I've wanted since I was really little, which I know is like so rare and out of my control, I do want to brace you. Like if I'm pregnant, I learn like it's one boy, like of course I'll be like, no, I'm happy, it's a miracle, it's what I want. But like there might be like, you know how I get when like I get upset, like it just might be like that for a little bit.
I just realized, okay, so we'll figure that out when that comes, because you might not have twins, so we might have to prep for that.
I'm worried the twins.
You're gonna kill them?
No, when I had that abortion.
Oh.
What if that was my twins?
I don't know.
You're
you know
right.
what
You're
I just
right.
realized? I don't want twins, actually. I can't carry all that. Are you kidding me?
You
Hanna,
could.
we'll be at the gym for years after that. Sorry, that's not progressive.
No, you know I
mean,
feel
can
that
you
way.
imagine?
We're not allowed to feel that way
Sorry,
anymore.
I know we're not allowed to, but our bodies, it's over after that.
No, but at that point, the podcast's taken off, so we just get a tummy tuck.
Okay. I actually was getting a mammogram yesterday.
I forgot to ask. I know about how you told me the appointment went, but like how that went.
That was crazy.
Is it painful?
It's just like a crazy experience to put your boob into a boob smusher.
Yeah.
You basically put it into a plate and then they smush it. And the woman who was doing it was like, I was telling her I was getting a breast reduction, and she was like, oh, that's so exciting. I'm going to get one of those, and I'm going to get lipo on my stomach and my arms. Wow. And I was like, oh. I was like, you don't have to do it. I looked at her, I was like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, why? Mm-hmm. She's like, no, I'm getting it done. And she works at Mount Sinai, and she's like going to do that. And I was just like, oh, I forgot about, like, I have so much focus on my boobs right now. But I had another person say to me, you know, while you're there, why don't you just get some lipo? And I was just like, oh, like I didn't even think about that. But I don't want to get liposuction, and I don't think I need. It was really crazy. But like, I don't want to get lipo. I don't think I need lipo. I mean, but now I'm kind of like, wait, that would be really nice. Why am I so focused on the boobs? Like, it would be nice to have a tummy tuck too.
I mean, I've always said, this is like, you can ask my mom, like since I was a little girl, I've always said when I'm done having kids, I'm having a tummy tuck, because like I just know, like I'm probably gonna have some sort of demanding job if I get a job in the field I want, you know.
Which we will.
And now I have kids, and my husband's gonna be a straight man, which means he's gonna be great, but probably not on top of the game. Like I won't have time to be getting my body back.
Right.
I'm gonna need to tuck that tummy.
What do? They just tuck it under the
It's
skin?
like a stretching, cutting, tucking. The only thing is that I've learned from this girl I know who got one is like, they're pretty harsh. You can't be gaining weight. The skin doesn't have the stretchability it used to have. So you can't like have a bad year and put on weight. The skin can't handle it.
What do you mean? So what happens? You just pop like a balloon?
I don't know. This was her second one. Okay, she got one after
People get more than one?
She got one after her first kid. This is a woman I used to work with. She got one after her first kid and then decided she wanted to have a kid, so she kind of had it undone, reversed. So this is a woman who like full-time lives in the Hamptons, but also just owns a place on the Upper East Side that's just spare to her in case she has to come into the office.
These are the bravest women in the world.
Truly. They're going back and forth. But it might be because she's had it now done a second time tighter, but she like can't put on more than like 3 pounds.
Wow. I shit on rich people all the time and just capitalism and all that. But I do at the same time, I'm like, these ladies are brave. Like, to think, because we watch Housewives and they're always in the hospital doing something.
Oh my God, yeah.
And they're always like, bye-bye. And for me, I'm like, I've been freaking out for weeks about this. Months.
Yeah.
A year, one might say. And I'm just like, how do these girls, they just
do it like it's
they're like,
nothing.
Let's go, time for another tummy tuck.
And it's like, even if it's for them like nothing because it's happening all the time, do they not still just get that jitters of I'm going under the knife?
So
and I'm going under the knife leisurely. Like, they're going under the knife, and it's nothing the housewives have ever had done is like urgent and they need it. Like, never. No one has like, they're uncomfortable, and no, like, this is all just like, I choose to look different.
It's so crazy. I'm like, I realized recently that I really, really, like, of course I've always needed this, but the woman doing the mammogram was like, this is going to change your life. And I was like, thank you.
I'm telling you.
It's really your back problem. My neck's always hurting.
Post-production, I really think life will be so different.
She said it's going to, she's like, you're not going to be the same person. I was like, thank God, because I've been like crying every day. So
I need to be done with
really
this
switch
person.
it up.
I want to say two things.
Yes.
Then right back in, because we're not going to make the same mistakes. One, about rich women on like the Upper East Side who are getting all these surgeries. I want to say, because I've been poor my whole life, that like I can't stand capitalism and rich people getting to do whatever they want.
Your feelings on capitalism. I'm
saying the second I have money, please stop showing me clips and times where I was like, fuck the rich, because it's like, I'm done with that now. I am rich now. I have never had excess money in my life. I have it now. I don't care what I used to say. I'm the villain, and I'm going to get the tummy tucks, and I'm drinking the $10 coffees, and I don't want to hear. Don't show me this clip. Like, just listen and learn from this clip.
Yeah.
About how I want us to proceed about me going forward.
I feel like we're going to be really nice, giving rich people, and we're going to redefine capitalism because we're going to start like a women's group where we could just give women money.
Yes.
And just, you're a woman, here's some money, you know, and we're just constantly supporting women.
And we'll tell you guys when that starts, like how to sign up.
It's going to be so much that like people will be like, please go get the $10 coffee. You've been working so hard, giving so much money to women. You know what I mean?
That's a much nicer way to say what we're going to do than what I said.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't show me those clips. I'm rich now.
Maybe we'll buy someone a tummy tuck if that's what they really want. If that's how they want to feel supported.
Speaking of the housewives, and then I'm done. Did you listen to my voice memo last night?
I didn't, because I was on my way to the club to do a shift. Due to capitalism, I was working my second job.
Sick. Hope you're happy, capitalists.
Due to capitalism. Sorry, I've been listening to a lot of Amy Goodman.
Okay. Who's that?
She's the podcast.
She's not Let Them, right? That's Gibson.
No. That's Melissa Gibson.
Thank you.
Amy Goodman hosts the Democracy Now! Podcast.
Oh, okay.
And holy shit, I have been listening to her ass every single day. She does this thing I love. I'm very strict on the podcast that I listen to, news-wise. I feel like we have the best balance because you're all pop culture and I do strictly only news. So I'm like, I listen to the daily headlines, then I listen to the daily if it's a good story, and then I crank up Amy Goodman, and she goes for an hour and she is reckless, and she is so
different than like what I listen to. Like,
I'm walking around the park and I'm furious.
You're pissed
and
off.
I'm like raging. And then, the Daily sometimes brings me down a little bit because it's more of like a story from the New York Times. But the headlines of the New York Times, I'm like, okay, they're giving me like a Western colonized version that's like slightly liberal of this. Let me hear what Amy has to say. And Amy's like, that's capitalism. That's bullshit. Oh, that Democrat you see over there, they're actually a Nazi. Like, she's like going in. And
wow,
I'm just
send
like,
me her.
I'm like, all right, Amy, you got a point there. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So at your second job, I sent you that voice memo. And this is proof of like how like my brain, I don't absorb anything decent during the day.
Yeah.
I've obviously known the Lisa Rinna clip, like, it's wackadoodle time.
Yes,
it is wackadoodle time. But I've never seen it live because this is my first time watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Of course it's about Kim Richards. Like, I've never known what it's in reference to, but like, I should have known the second I started watching the show that of course Wackadoodle Time is about that car ride with Kim.
It's crazy.
Separately, I want to tell you where I am in the series, but not now.
I'm so excited.
It's things are getting good.
And we have so much coming up. There's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There's Real Housewives of Potomac. There's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
And New York.
And Real Housewives of New York, all dropping this fall.
Ooh.
I mean, our schedule is going to be packed.
Packed.
I mean,
and I already have a couple other TV shows, I also need to watch.
It's crazy.
But anyway, and on top of it, we have to watch Sex in the City.
So back to Vaughn Wysel's mom.
Well, should we...
Wysel or Wysel?
Vaughn Wysel. I spelled it like I wrote it how it sounds.
Vaughn Wysel's mom.
I have a couple notes about Vaughn Wysel.
Okay.
Crazy name.
Yeah.
I hate a man wearing sandals.
Yeah.
Terrible hairline.
Oh, yeah.
Not hot.
Wrong.
And what we learned about him this episode.
Come on. What? He has an amazing body.
No, he didn't.
And
He's way too thin for me.
Nice face features.
What's that actor's name? I wrote down actor name.
Law and Order. The guy from Law and Order. That's who you're thinking about. I don't
What's
know
his name?
I forget his name, but everyone knows.
Look it up.
Yeah, everyone knows. Oh, and you know what? In the last episode, we kept being like, "What does it mean to what's the word for getting rid of your parents? Disown."
No, it's
they're
disown.
Okay, well,
isn't it emancipation?
It's disown if they let you go.
Emancipation is when you financially release yourself from them being your manager.
Okay. I really need to do the opposite of emancipate right now. I'm clinging on for dear life.
I had to ask my mom for money, and you can just trust me that I know she listens, but like she's the worst person you want to ask for money from. She does not. She keeps a tight hand on those purse strings.
It is so humbling to ask moms for money, and my mother is very, very kind and generous, and she, if it's really a pickle, she's going to help out, but it is so painful.
My mom told me she'll have to, love you, Mom, but she'll have to think about it. Yeah. And then she let me know.
Well, she's not throwing money at me, but if I'm really in a fucked up situation, if it's like medical, she's like very helpful.
Yeah.
But
this family seemed like you can get away with whatever you want with them.
Yeah. But it is such a crazy feeling to be an adult and be like, wait, I shouldn't be asking for money anymore.
It's a nightmare.
And it's so humbling.
But then it's like I was in a spot where I had made it so long.
Yeah, you make it. You're climbing up the mountain, and you're almost there, and then all of a sudden, a fucking night guard for your teeth for your TMJ is $1,500. Yeah, and it's like, what the hell?
No, like
we were just at the top, and now you're gonna hit me with this night guard bill. Of course, I have to. A little.
Okay, sorry, it scared me. Keep going about the night guard.
But yeah, it's just. It's just like crazy how life just throws
the fire at my apartment.
How do people do this? How
they
do
have to be
do
rich?
This? Like, I don't even know. Okay. We're going far away from this.
You know what? I have an idea for us. What if we do one character at a time?
Okay.
Like what? Okay, so let's start with Carrie. Carrie is dating a guy who's also a writer who.
I feel like you just had to like backtrack me like a tutor. This is how my tutors had to talk to me. Like, okay, let's start one at a time, Nora.
No, because
I'm so sorry.
No, it's both of us. What am I doing talking about wackadoodle time?
But I'm like going off the edge. I'm always a little off the edge.
I don't think you're off the edge.
Okay, Carrie's
dating a writer who Nora thinks is hot. I do not think is hot.
I don't think he's hot. I just think you said that he wasn't hot, and I was like, I don't think
he really
not
didn't
hot.
do it for me.
what is it? Eagle head, hawk head.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Really? It's called a widow's peak.
It's a bad hairline.
It's really, really bad.
I don't know.
And I know a lot of people who have it.
That. It's rough.
I don't know what you do with that. I know a lot of people have a widow's peak.
Because I know he'd look weird if he trimmed it back a little bit, and because it'd be spiky there. But the hairline I thought was rough. I didn't think he was hot. And the flaw with him in this episode
was really not hot.
Is that he comes so quickly, like before the sex is even happening. Like he just kept coming in his pants from like the makeout.
It's like me, honestly. No, like literally, that's me.
I was gonna say, has this ever happened to you?
Yes, all day.
Vaughn Wysel.
I'm Vaughn Wysel. Maybe with a little bit of a
Has that happened before?
All the time.
What? Nothing has happened down there. It's just a makeout.
I'm not like fully like yelling and stuff, but I'm not that I ever I don't know. It's been a minute now. I kind of took a pause with dating. Like, I gotta rev it up soon because I'm kind of turning into like a loser. Like I'm a nun.
Not?
No, I'm like a nun. I don't even remember these stories anymore. I'm like pulling stories out of like
post BD.
No, but I'm literally pulling stories from like 23. It's like, honey, you're 32 now. Like, where's the recent? Okay, I don't even know, but I do feel like him is the woman.
You're Vaughn.
I'm easily affected by touch.
Okay,
and this is part of the reason I'm afraid of the boob reduction because who knows what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I hope I don't have an orgasm during the surgery.
You won't.
Why would I do?
You'll be like really numbed out.
Like, okay, I don't think that would happen. That'd be so weird. I wonder if okay.
I had surgery inside my vagina and didn't have an orgasm.
Okay, cool. That is really helpful. Okay,
no problem.
But I'm just saying I'm allergic to touch. I'm not allergic to touch. I'm sensitive. Okay. So I understand where he's coming from, but I also think it's not hot. So maybe I need to.
No, but it's different if a girl were to come.
Totally. Which is unfortunate for men.
Because if you were to come before it happened, you could still come during and after. But like, it's actually embarrassing that they just have that one shot and that he kept blowing it. And it seemed like from what we were seeing, like it was over. Like it didn't seem like now he's about to go down on Carrie. It seemed like Carrie just wasn't getting laid for their whole relationship.
That was the crazy part, and I hated how he wouldn't even let her like lightly talk about it.
Right.
And it's so frustrating. I mean, even like talking to men now about stuff, anything sexually, when you bring it up with men, they kind of shut down. And they're like, I don't know. Can we just like do this? And it's like, do you realize like the difference here between what's happening with you and with me? Because like there's a difference.
Also, like I didn't understand why he was so. I guess he was shut down because he was like, I guess overexposed because he was saying his mom was telling Carrie that they talked about all of it for so long. But it's like kind of weird that led him to not want to talk about any of it at all. Yeah. I was like, I kind of feel like that's a little backwards, but I guess maybe like people try not to be like their parents. So I guess maybe like, if I had a parent who was like so sex positive all the time, I might just be like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, can we just have sex and then not do it?
But like, then have sex.
No, like I don't.
But he's not having sex. That's the thing.
Also, like, I don't know. It was just, and he was in those tighty whities. It was.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Pretty bad.
But I don't give a shit about him. I give all the shits about his mother and his family.
I loved his mom.
And Carrie's question is like, when you're screwing someone, are you screwing the whole family? Which like you were saying, like in New York, we're normally not. Like we're not meeting anyone's family.
With me, you are.
You're meeting the family.
My family is, you're involved. Like we are big. My Thanksgiving is 38 people. Yeah, but we stay together for 6 days straight.
But like it would be, once things got serious, they would meet your family.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is an uncommon situation. Like in New York,
dropping in.
every guy I've dated in New York, their parents don't live here.
Exactly.
Like, we're not seeing them.
But I do think that people, I was saying this kind of recently. I was like, my family is fun and they're a catch. And I feel like if you met them, you'd be like, oh, maybe I should stick around with Nora. Like, this is a good setup. Because there's also a guy crew in my family that's really tight. They have like side chats where they talk about tennis and they all like hang out. And the girl crew is also really tight. So it's just
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's like having a ton of extra friends.
Because I have like a little bit of an opposite situation where like not my family, but like my family's insanely small. It's just my mom, my brother, like that's it. Like if you were to meet my family, like there's no one else to meet. You'd maybe meet like my brother's wife's family. They have a big family. But like meeting my family is mostly like meeting my mom and her friends, and that's the best night of your life, playing games with them. It literally
is so much fun.
But my current boyfriend, Wolf, you know, what's hard about the families not being in New York or being nearby is you can get yourself in a really serious relationship for a long time before you meet their family, and then you kind of just have to like, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love my boyfriend's family. They are just their own people. He doesn't listen, they don't listen, like they're never gonna hear this. It's like a really intense vibe there. It's like really, really, I don't know how much I said after the trip that I took with them around Christmas on the podcast.
Maybe. I think you just came back a little disheveled.
But I think I would disagree. I just heard what you said. That's true. I mean, sometimes like, the mom
just got back from vacation.
Sometimes like, the mom is like Nora and it's like fun and great. And then sometimes she's like herself and then it's like different. But like she was being really funny when she was like having her eating disorder at lunch.
Which I totally would do.
When she like kept telling the server how like she can't order anything too big because she's like never finished a meal in her life. I was like, he doesn't care. Like, I don't know what you want us to say to this.
The mom, the classic mom, I can't even. I'm not going to be able to finish that. That's like underneath a mom. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish that.
I can't finish that.
There's no way.
My mom says it all the time too. Yeah. My mom's never told a server the way Wolf's mom did.
Yeah.
The server was like, do you want a box? She goes, of course. I told you when we sat down I was going to need a box because like I've never finished a meal.
I told you. Why didn't you bring the box with the meal?
And he's like, okay, I'll get the box.
I loved when you said the bathing suit thing.
Oh, yeah. When we went to, I don't remember what, St. John's? We were on an island in Christmas. We were on an island for Christmas. And she was like, had a couple, which was fun. Like we were having a fun night, and she like tried on all her bathing suits in front of me and was like having me tell her that she didn't look fat and like which one was my favorite. And I sent it to Nora, and Nora immediately was like, I would do that. I would absolutely do that to like my potential daughter-in-law.
Immediately. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try on all these bathing suits and you tell me which ones I look fat in. Like literally that like what came out of
the hardest mouth. Part about being with Wolf's family is both his parents are talkers, but not conversationalists, talkers.
Okay.
And Wolf and his sister and his sister's boyfriend all kind of like are used to it, so they clock out of the conversation, and that leaves just me at that table, responding to everything. Making eye contact with everybody. His sister's taking a phone break. And I'm like, no, I didn't know you did that. And then you start to say your own story. Nope, not interested. New story is coming over yours. New story is
coming by.
So what I will say about Carrie's question, I believe to a degree that like if you sleep with someone, you're screwing the whole family. But I also feel like in most cases, honestly, people have a lot of distance from like, I feel like it's such a classic trope that like you want the in-laws out of the way.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to be heavily involved with someone, family is like inevitable, and family is you get what you get and you don't get upset. But I feel like it's more common to have like distance and boundaries with your in-laws and your family than it is to have like what Carrie had going on, where she had already met with this woman multiple times.
Yeah. I think it's totally different in Jewish land. for the Jews.
This is Jewish land. You know, me and Wolf, we're both not in Jewish land.
Because if I were to go around dating only Jewish men, I would expect the same situation that they would be receiving on my end.
Do you think I would like a Jewish mother-in-law, or do you think I'm better with who I have? His mom's really generous. I have new hokas.
In the color that you wanted them in. She had a comment about the color. I think that Jewish mothers are very giving, and but they're very involved, and that's exactly how I would describe myself.
You are very giving and very involved.
So that's like I will you know, they've guided me into that path. I don't know how you would react to that, but maybe you would be fine.
My thing is,
it's a lot, everything on the table. What's wrong? Why are you leaving?
See, that I would like.
Yeah.
My problem a little bit with Wolf's family is they don't seem too interested in me.
They're really interested in you.
There's not a lot of questions about like, what's going on? How'd this go? How's your mom? How's work? How'd this go? Like, it's more like it'll get to a point where I haven't talked in so long that I'll force a piece of information about myself into the conversation. And that kind of gets responded to with a story of when that happened to them. And it does make me a little, if I'm being honest, it makes me a little sad because my family is super small. I mean, like, friends are great, but like, I only have my mom and my brother. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I plan on marrying Wolf, and like, his family doesn't seem that interested in me.
No.
And it's like a really intense time being there.
Oh.
And it's kind of like, okay, this is my family.
You can come to see my family. And
I need over here I'm in German land and Indian land.
I don't know I think Indian families are very involved as well.
She wants to be involved. She just doesn't want to learn about me.
Yeah.
But she thinks she does. Like, I think she thinks we're close, but it's like, I know an alarming amount about you. Stuff I personally would say I didn't need to know.
Yeah.
Some of it. And I do not know if she could tell you my middle name. I do not know if she could tell you where I worked last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if she could tell you the town I grew up in.
Wow.
Stuff that like I told you, if my son brings a girl to our family house for a week,
yeah,
I want to know everything about her.
Right.
I want to know what she's doing, what she's like, what's her family like, what she's looking for. Like, can she go to Old Navy and Orange Theory with us for a day? Like, is this a girl I can hang with? Is she gonna raise my grandkids the way I'd like her to?
Wow, I don't even think about that.
I think about that.
That is really crazy. I'm pulling apart these slippers. I'm gonna have to get a new pair. Ripping them apart.
What? Are these the new pair?
Yeah, and I'm already there.
Are you kidding?
I know, it's bad.
How did they get that color? Where do you take them?
Come on, just
I'm sorry.
Let it.
I've actually since we've met,
I don't take them anywhere. They're slippers. They're for out. They're for.
That sounded like I was your mother.
Yeah.
How do they get like that? Where are you taking them?
Okay. The dad that Miranda dates.
So Miranda meets a guy at the gym during family hour, which does sound like a nightmare.
Has any gym had that?
I've never heard of family hour.
I know about family hour in the pool, which I hate.
I don't know what that is. What pool?
At a community pool, a lot of times, or like a public pool, they'll have kid hour, and it's like the worst hell in the world.
Yeah.
Oh no, they don't have kid hour. It's always kid hour, but they have adult hour, which rules. That's okay. That's what it is. The adult hour is amazing. But
when you go during kid time, which is all the time,
it's hell.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Before we jump off of the Jewish family and into Miranda and her gym dad, the best quote though that this Jewish mother gave us was like, when Franny told me she was a lesbian, I said, that's fine as long as you're not a Republican.
I loved that.
She had some of the best quotes that.
They tracked. Yeah, that was great. I think she's an amazing character. I wish she would come back for more. I also thought it was really interesting regarding family in general. Like, us meeting Charlotte's brother, I feel like we never meet anyone. I have no idea where Carrie was even, like, what her story is. We'll never find out.
I don't either.
We don't know if she has a mom, a dad,
That
anything.
part of it is so true about living in New York. Like, you move here and you're just this individual. Like, your family doesn't move with you. Like, everyone close to you lives out of town, and you're just like trying to make friends and get a partner and like get a job so you feel like connected.
Yeah, because I feel like other people, they like grow up in their towns and then they stay there, or they stay close by and then they keep visiting the family. Whereas in New York, you don't grow up here usually.
Right. And I also think New York is probably one of the only places where most people show up alone. Like, I feel like Connecticut, no one's moving to Connecticut by themselves. I mean, maybe they are, but like, you're moving there like with your husband or with your kids or like whatever, you know, like there's so many places where like you move for a job or with a partner, and it's like typical to move with a partner or whatever. But I feel like New York, people are showing up alone.
Yeah.
And then like finding their people.
Totally.
But sorry, Miranda's husband. I'm sorry.
Not her
dad
husband.
At the gym.
I grew up with 2 single parents, and my dad was married 4 times and my mom was married twice. And to my dad and then to her current husband. I made my mother's dating life a living fucking hell. I feel so bad about it now. Every single boyfriend she brought home, I was like, absolutely not. There was one that actually used to buy me Barbie dolls and like bring them to me every single time he saw my mom. So nice.
Really nice.
And I was like, goodbye. Like, I would like throw the Barbie on the floor. My dad, like, on the other hand,
did you internally like think, like, were you thinking like the classic trope of like, no one can replace my dad? Or were you just like,
I think I watched Parent Trap too early on, and
you thought they were going to get
back together, which is like was never going to happen.
That's a bummer though.
And
so you were just warding people off.
But I also, they'd been divorced since I was 2 years old, so it's like, Nora, get with it, get over it, bitch. Like, what? But on my dad's end, he would date some women, and you know that was always a thing, whatever. But he had like, I have to say, my dad was like this guy Roger. Was his name Roger?
Who?
The dad?
Yes.
He like,
or was it Simon?
My
or
dad,
that's the son.
I don't remember, but the dad was constantly dating someone. Like, literally, like, always had a girl by his side.
Don't you think it's crazy? Like,
it's just, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Single dads. And my mom, honestly, too, she had a lot of dates. And it's just like, I think that, like, it's just so interesting now watching this and being like, whoa, like, it must be so hard to date as a single parent, and then realizing, but your parents didn't have a hard time. So like, that's kind of crazy. I don't know what to say about that.
Wait, but my parents?
No, I'm saying for me.
Oh,
my parents didn't have a hard time.
I thought you were like randomly spinning it to my parents.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
they had multiple marriages, always having
dating,
partners.
had partners, always like.
Well, what do you think?
They were on their shit. They were great. In terms of like divorced
parents, I was a little taken back at Miranda's comment that she does, like, it feels like used goods. Do you feel that way about if being with someone who got divorced?
I get so excited when I see someone on Hinge that has a kid. I have no idea why. I'm just like, I would be a great stepmom.
You would?
I do feel, I don't really want to birth a child, so it would be nice to have a kid that's like not mine but kind of mine. Yep. And I don't have like full responsibility. I can kind of be like Auntie Nora.
You can be anti-vibes. You didn't have to give birth to it, but you get the experience of having a kid.
Right. But if the kid didn't like me, which they probably wouldn't, given my track record with the step.
Like you.
Well, just like in terms of giving my parents' partners a hard time. That's usually what happens.
Like the kid will do that to you. Oh,
yeah. That's a common divorced child of divorce situation. So I feel like they're probably not going to be very nice to me, the kid.
Yeah.
Or they could be. I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know.
I don't know.
They might, I mean, on the contrary of this, obviously my parents, like as if anyone would know about my parents.
Obviously
they were together. They got divorced. They were kind of separated while still living together. Officially, my dad moved out while I was in high school, but like so the second I knew my parents were like, things weren't good, I've always, when I was a kid too, I was pushing for them to be with people. I was introducing them to people I knew, like parents I knew were also single.
Oh, wow.
So you might get a kid like me.
Wow.
I was so aware that my parents were both great people and being good friends and partners to each other, but were no longer in love. And I wanted very badly another parent for each. Wow. I wanted a stepdad. I wanted a stepmom.
Wow.
I did not get one. Still time for my mom. My dad is dead. He's lost his chance to fulfill my stepmom dreams, but that's okay. He seemed to have a lot of ladies into him at the nursing home, and they were really nice to me. If you ever are feeling low, like
she's going, oh my God, Margot's going at the couch right now, and I can't even.
If you're ever feeling low, Nora, like take your ass to the nursing home, not because you'll feel better at all of them. Nobody is going to make you feel more beautiful than the people there.
Oh, I know.
They are like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. Every time I would show up, oh, you're beautiful. And I'd speak, oh, your speaking voice, Eric, she's wonderful. And I was like, I am wonderful. Yeah, I'm so glad wonderful. I came here today.
We should go. I actually might need to go tonight. I'm feeling pretty shitty. That should be like
our thing. We should perform our podcast live at nursing homes. That should be like our first tour.
Oh, yeah.
And we film it.
Wait, yes.
It's like a documentary.
Okay,
this is
steal that idea because copyright
Copyright.
Now. Copyright.
That's private.
I love hanging out with old people.
Me
and
too.
I just don't want to be one of them at all. I want to be I really want to be in my 60s.
Oh, I want to be in my 40s.
I feel like my mom is crushing it. She like has her routine. She has her man. He's great. She has her little dog. She's happy. Her little dog, who, by the way, I realized in my phone today, the dog's birthday is in my phone. So I guess at some point I like accepted that invite.
You were like, I'm not gonna miss it.
I'm not gonna miss Pearl's birthday. But yeah, I just like I feel like that's gonna be really nice. It's really hard to see people like super old, like just struggling. I was with one of my family members who's like 98 and she's sharp. She's with it, but she's just like physically struggling a lot. And I'm like, wow, I really don't know how I would handle this. Like you're really getting through it. And would really be off my rocker
with
no pun intended.
With this, I had like an electrical fire at my apartment and I had no power for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And the person I was calling was my 97-year-old landlord, and it's just like
it's hard.
All I could feel was like how little he must want to deal with this, like what little capacity he must have to deal with this. Like he's 97.
Yeah.
When you're 97, you get a call that like the hallway of your building, the firemen broke into it. You need to replace all the wiring in your basement.
Yeah.
There's no power. Con Ed is coming. Like I would just hang up. I would be like, Lord, take me now before I have to deal with this.
I can't believe he's a landlord at 97.
Yep.
That's crazy. Can he hear? Hearing is big.
Yeah, he can hear.
Wow.
If you were to see him, you wouldn't guess 97.
Wow.
He's really cute. He's really little. He's really nice. He's really 97.
Little. Yeah.
He's 97. And you can tell sometimes with the way he handles stuff in the apartment that this apartment is no longer a top priority for him.
Yeah.
You can tell by the fact that there's still a big hole in the ceiling and the floor is a mess in the hallway for something that happened on Tuesday. That this is not...
What if you asked him if you could inherit the building and be like, do you have anyone taking over? I would like...
But do I want it? What happens?
I don't know. Like then you get the... I don't know. You get the...
I get my room for free.
Yeah.
But then... This is a 100-year-old building. I too don't want to call saying you need to replace the wiring.
Yeah, I guess that's a bad idea.
Maybe if like his wife inherits it because she's a little younger than him, but I start handling stuff. Mm-hmm. I get a feel for it, see if I like it. It's still in her name. If she's like 80, so when she goes, I can be like, you know what? I've been her right hand. I'm ready to take over the building, or I can be like, I did not have fun doing this.
Yeah. Do they have family?
Yes, but their kids don't want it.
Okay. So that maybe there's a reason why they don't want it.
It's 100 years old.
That's bad.
Anyway,
the mom says I love that quote when she says, when you meet someone else, they won't have a mother like me. That's so something I would say.
If I was dating a guy and you were his mother and him and I weren't working out, like, I don't know what, I'd be devastated. Like, I would be, I wouldn't be like Carrie leaving after just this short amount of time. Like, I would have stuck it out with that mom for a while, I think.
It's really, I think having good in-laws is kind of amazing.
It must be life-changing.
Yeah, because I think that you kind of gain another family.
Yeah, and like,
and you get their support too. Like,
and
if you're in a bind, like,
and there's nothing better than like an older, wiser person. So it's like who like you can lean on and talk to about anything. Like, I would love to talk to somebody who has the similar dreams as me and is in their 60s now, saying like, oh, this is what I did, this is what I didn't do, here's some advice for you. And it's like, if you have great in-laws, that's that. You just get to have access to a kind, older, wiser person. Yeah. And like, I love my mom, but like, not the best advice giver. She's kind of like this is how I would do it, and that's all I can say. Kind of girl. Okay.
Yeah, I think this mom.
Sorry, really, I guess that's kind of mean. I don't know if she still listens to our podcast. She used to really keep up. She's not a bad advice giver. She just gives kind of like, once she's decided how she would handle it, she doesn't really have space for how you choose to do it.
I see.
Like, you can do whatever you want, but you can tell when you've lost her support, when she's lost her backing, her sending her best wishes.
I think that's just older parents in general. Like, I think my mom's maybe the same way. Like, she has her way and she'll tell you what's up and she listens. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that have lived longer than us. So they're probably so frustrated with us. It's like when I tell you all the time, I'm like, just turn 30. It'll be okay. I
think something about me that I'm learning, but I'm not working on changing, is for better or for worse, I want to learn the painful lesson. Like, people have told me what I should do and I don't listen. But then once I've made the mistake and figured out what to do, like, I'm okay with that. Like, people are always like, that is really not a good idea. Like, really don't do that. I really recommend you do this. And I'm like, shut up. I know what to do. Right. And I will do it and it will fail. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. Like, I have to do it the wrong way by myself first.
I think that's a good way to learn too.
I'm learning so much.
You're learning a lot. Yeah. I learned a lot too.
Your 20s are for hard lessons.
Like, my parents would be like, don't do that. And I'd be like, and then it's like, and then, I was in a problem. 10 minutes.
Okay. Let's talk about Charlotte's brother and that Samantha storyline.
I think, I don't know. I think I thought that was really, there was so much going on in this episode.
No, it was
like, there were so many different dynamics. And
it went from 0 to 100. Like, for a couple weeks, it was just Carrie's world.
Yeah.
Now like, every girl has a full storyline.
It was really crazy. Like, all of a sudden, like, Samantha and Charlotte are having problems. Which I feel like they do clash. We see that later on too. I think they clash.
I want to say, so we know that what happens is Samantha sleeps with Charlotte's brother. Charlotte's brother is like going through a divorce. And when Charlotte wakes up and sees Samantha in her home after having sex with her brother, Charlotte kind of snaps and says some really mean stuff to Samantha about how her vagina's open to everybody. And then she says to her brother, like, she's got so many notches on her head post, it's whittled down to a toothpick.
Bedpost.
And bedpost. What'd I say?
Head post.
Oh, down to a
Sounds
toothpick.
like a grave.
Her tombstone. But then Charlotte shows up with muffins and apologizes.
Leftover muffins.
Samantha
she already had all those muffins.
Hugs her and forgives her. And I want to say, like, Samantha is really a tough woman.
I think Charlotte, that whole thing, she also, it felt like she was kind of flirting with her brother.
It felt like he wasn't that hot.
Yeah, he wasn't that hot.
He didn't, Charlotte.
I felt like Samantha could have done better.
Absolutely. Charlotte is also, in my opinion, like, one of the most beautiful. Like, she's gorgeous. So that brother didn't match. She should have been with a guy who looked like a Kennedy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
They were really pushing that Duke shirt.
She should have, oh my God, I can't. She should have been the one dating the the guy with the kid.
Yeah. She would have loved that. She would have made it work.
Yeah.
Also, like, I want to just call out Miranda a little bit. Like, you're at his house where you know there's a kid. I know the door is shut, but like, why are you peeing naked?
Was she peeing naked?
Yeah.
Oh, because she had a towel wrapped around her.
Yeah.
And then she decided to pee naked.
But it's just like, I don't even pee naked in my house. Like that's because I pee in the shower. But you don't do that?
No.
What do you do?
What do I do? I clean myself in the shower.
I also clean myself in the shower. I would just get in there.
I don't want there to be pee on the. I have a thing where you don't slip for your feet. I don't want there to be pee on it.
The soap will get it.
Will it?
Would you, if your toilet was clogged, would you pee?
Oh yeah.
In the
No, if it's a dire situation.
Would you pee in the sink if you had to?
I know you would.
You know I would.
I know you would.
I'll pee anywhere. I'll just call it what it is.
I'm a little more selective, but it's only because it's not because I want to be. It's more just like by nature, I have a hard time peeing on command.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like pee in a cup at the doctor's. Wow, we're going to be there for a while.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really nuts.
I can do that. My body, my urinary tract, she knows when the pressure's on.
It's really tough for me to pee in the doctor's office.
So could you not pee in the shower if you wanted?
No, I could if I put my mind to it.
Can you pee in the ocean?
Yeah, but I don't really like open water because of the sharks.
Would you pee in a pool?
Yeah, but I just don't want it to be red. You know, when
it doesn't do that. Trust me.
Was that a lie?
Yeah, because I want you to know there isn't a pool I haven't peed in.
Really?
Your pools and hot tubs are not safe for me. If you're on a cruise, if you were on that cruise with me 2 years ago when we were all sitting in that hot tub.
You were peeing in it?
If I have to go, I have to go.
Wow.
No one is more important than my pee.
Oh, okay.
I have crazy UTIs.
Well, this
is disgusting things I'm feeling about myself.
It's okay. It's not that I can't pee it. Yeah, I don't know. I have some psychological thing where I need to be in an area that feels safe and appropriate to pee.
Were you one of those kids who wouldn't poop at school and like you waited till you got home?
Yeah. Oh.
Like I remember kids in high school like would hold it until they got home.
That's a person, that's a character on American Pie. They call him Shipbreak. He goes home to take a shit.
See, because like I always thought that was crazy because I've never had to poop. You know me, like when it's time to pee, I have to pee. When I have to fart, I can't hold it. Like I need to get this gas out. When I have to poop, I'll go anywhere. Like something about bathroom stuff.
It doesn't bother you.
It doesn't. Like when it's time, it's something in my brain. I don't know if someone said it to me when I was younger. Like things can't be held in. Like my brain gets very anxious the longer I'm holding stuff in. It's got to come out.
It's good. This
is awful.
On that note,
we did pretty good.
Yeah, we did. We did well.
We did
really well.
Good.
We did really well. Everyone's like, you didn't stay on topic at all.
But we covered each girl's story.
Tried. Yeah, we really did.
And we can't say that for other episodes.
I cannot. Thank you so much to our video editor and production manager, Becky Hermenze. She does all our clips. She does everything for us. She's amazing. She also has her own podcast called Madam Vice President,
which we are going to be on soon.
Yeah, which we're going to be on soon, which is going to be great together.
Shout out to Sean Curley as well. Intro and outro music. Also, look him up. He's like a very talented singer and music producer.
He really is.
He's really good.
And that's it. I love you, Hannah.
I love you too. Bye.